Salve galera, família Heavy Metal Online, Metal no Papel, estamos aqui com a lendária GBH, direto de Dublin, Irlanda. Hey guys, how are you feeling? The sunny Dublin?
Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah.
Privileged. Looking forward to it.
Raining and wet every single day, right?
We were just in Scotland 2 days
Oh, so
ago,
it's basically the same.
absolutely.
Yeah. You got here today?
Yeah, just a couple of hours ago.
Oh, okay, that's nice. So let's go for the first question. So GBH has been a significant force in punk since 1978. So can you describe how you perceive the scene, the punk scene evolving from the early days to like the digital age nowadays?
Yeah, well, it's more organised now. Everyone's got phones and computers and stuff, so it seems a lot easier.
Yes.
Yeah.
When
Still
we
very
first
healthy.
started.
So what?
Still very healthy.
Yeah.
Still very, yeah.
So, what does the songwriting process look like for GBH today? How do you keep your material fresh and staying true to your classical sound?
It's just music we like, and but we hope other people like.
Don't overthink it, just feel it, you know.
Try and keep it as simple as possible. Really.
So it's basically the same process since the beginning till nowadays. You jump together, get together.
Four guys in a room. That's the best way to do it.
Don't overcomplicate matters.
Have you tried this kind of new way to write songs? Like one can come up with riff, record on the computer, and send to another. You never tried that? You like
not for us.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. That's great. So your last album, Momentum, is still resonating with fans. Can you share any behind-the-scenes stories about the development and recording?
Well, we recorded it in Birmingham, and when we'd finished, we did a rough mix ourselves, and then we emailed all the files to Lars Fredriksson, and then him and a guy called Michael Rosen mixed each song, and they'd email us the mix, and then we'd okay it or say turn this up or turn this down. It's quite simple.
Any funny story, any troubles you would like to mention about this?
It's the same process all the time. It's quite professional. But
Okay.
It took 2 weeks, I think.
2 weeks?
To record it.
Okay. It's great.
Any longer is it's a waste of time. You can, like you're saying, overthink things. And you can overproduce them and
you lose track.
As long as we like it and it kind of sounds like us, we're happy.
So usually the songwriting process is like quick. That you just get together and the songs came.
It's mainly Jock, the guitarist, who comes up with the riffs, and we just knit it together.
Then it's just us in a room, and we'll play it again and again and again. And if we need to fine tune any bit of it, we will do, and then just keep playing it. And we record it on a phone, basically.
That's nice.
And then go home and email it to each other. So just so you can listen to it.
It's been the same process.
Because when you're in a room playing it, you don't really hear everything, if you know what I mean. But when you're at home, you listen on your phone, you think, that we should do that bit.
Yeah, that's awesome. With decades of touring under your belt, you must have some wild stories. What's the one of the most memorable moments you've experienced on your tours?
That's a hard question. Yes.
Too many.
Just the ones you can mention on the internet.
I don't know. There's bizarre ones like we played in Bogota in Colombia.
Okay.
And the government sponsored. This. It was a 3-day festival with how many bands? Loads of bands.
It's a great festival.
Suicidal Tendencies, Napalm Death, Slayer, not Slayer.
Sepultura.
Sepultura.
Okay.
Just loads of bands, and but the whole it was in a park in the middle of Bogota, and the whole place was dry. There was no alcohol allowed.
Oh, really?
And we got taken there. All the bands were staying in this one hotel, and you had to go through all these checkpoints to get in there. It was weird. And then you open the curtain, and there's the audience.
What was the one with the mayor who organised?
Oh, that was in Colombia.
It was Colombia, wasn't it?
A place called Manizales.
We met the mayor
in Colombia, and that was a 3-day festival, and it was like heavy metal, punk, and reggae, each day.
Okay,
and we ended up hanging out with the mayor of the town and all his security.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
And all his security, like talking into they all had
fancy stuff,
guns and intercom and all that.
They're on the Vimbers.
Yeah, don't worry. So is it true, like, since you mentioned Colombia, is it true that Latin America fans are a bit more passionate, or it's basically the same around the world? Would you say it's different?
They're a bit more crazy in South.
A bit more crazy.
Passionate.
In a good sense. Right?
Yeah.
And you always have security there.
Yeah.
South America, it's for our own good, I suppose. You go to the toilet and there's someone watching, security. Yes.
Yeah.
We've never had any problems, though.
No.
Well, apart from that once. My second show. Where was that?
In Mexico City.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We played it. It was his second show.
Oh.
We played
They were
an outdoor basketball arena. It's like a basketball court.
Okay.
And all seating around it, and a stage. And we only played 6 songs, and had to cancel the gig.
People were trying to get in for movies.
3,000 people in there, another 2,000 outside who fought their way in.
So next
Who didn't want to pay to get in the gig.
Okay.
And they were climbing on stage, stealing the cymbals.
Oh shit!
Whilst I'm playing. And then next morning there's like a mini riot on the TV. Wonder what that is. It was our show.
Yeah.
So,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
We played these 6 songs, and the promoter said, "You must stop, you must stop." And took us to the dressing room, which was behind the stage. And we could hear police sirens, and he came in with a crate of beer and some weed, and said, "Stay there, stay there."
Don't move.
Locked us in this dressing room.
Really?
And then about half an hour he came back with another crate of beer and some more weed. And he kept going, "Stay there, stay there." And then after an hour or so, and he goes, "We must go now, we must go." And so we went out to get into the minibus to go to the hotel, and there was cars on fire, helicopters, riot police everywhere. And we were just going,
You caused the whole thing.
We didn't mean to.
oh,
You're
as you
supposed
say,
to be a punk man,
excited.
right?
We felt not guilty, but it was a shame. But
We
what
went all
could
that
you
way
do?
and played 6 songs. And
That's
I had
crazy.
my passport stolen.
Oh shit.
There was an earthquake.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
All sorts of things.
That's interesting. Any fun stories about Brazil? How has social media influenced your interaction with fans? And do you think it has changed the punk community dynamics?
Yeah, well, the communication's better, because now you can communicate with someone anywhere in the world. In the old days, we used to get letters, handwritten letters, and then write back to them and post them, But now you can speak to anyone anywhere in the world. So
And get the music from all over the world. It used to be record clubs, didn't it? From all over the world, you'd be like.
So social media. So you actually adopted and you talk to the fans.
Jack, our guitarist, runs the
Don't worry.
Facebook page, and that's good for talking to people. But the internet is good and it is bad as well. So we know people that have been accused of doing bad things that they haven't done, and their lives have been ruined. You know, because someone will say something, and then someone else, because what's the word?
Haters.
No. Anyone can join in the conversation, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So people, you know,
they can say anything.
They hide behind the screen and stuff. So that's bad.
Yeah, but you don't get carried away yourself with like bad comments and haters.
No, it's best to ignore. If anything's negative, because you can spend half your life, trying to defend yourself. Yeah, and it just takes one person to not agree with you, or to say that you're lying or something. But on the whole, it's good. It's positive.
Yeah. It helps a lot. You've maintained a distinct sound that has influenced many bands. Are there any contemporary artists or band that you feel are keeping the spirit of punk alive today?
Yeah, lots of hundreds of bands. You know, in England we've got UK Subs and Exploited and Discharge. I could spend an hour listing bands, and America, bands everywhere. We went to Australia at the end of last year, played with some great bands there.
Have you playing with new bands as well?
Yeah, always young new bands.
That's great. It's great to hear. So every band faced challenges, especially one with a long story like GBH. What have been some of the most significant challenges, and how did you overcome them?
For us, just getting started as a band is always hard, because none of us had any money to start with. We had no equipment. We just wanted to be a band. You know, we were just four guys in a pub, but we wanted to be a band, and somehow it's open, I think. And somehow we did, and then you need a place to rehearse, and then you need to get gigs.
How was it to rehearse back in the days? Is it time?
Are we in the way?
Don't worry, sit here. We're having an interview right now. Come join us.
Hello.
So tell us, how was to rehearse back in the days? Did you not make studios, right? Like instruments will be.
We used to practice in people's bedrooms and anywhere you could, really. And we used to drink in a pub in Birmingham called the Crown. And there was a room upstairs with a stage and all that. So we used to rehearse there, and it was like we paid the manager of the pub £10 for 2 hours or something like that. But we had to cart all the equipment. Well, we had minimal equipment then. We had take it up there. Well, you had to get on the bus from home to get to the pub, and we were sitting there the one day, and we had no money, and we were sitting there with little beers, and the manager said, "Why aren't you rehearsing?" And we said, "We've got no money," and he said, "If you go and build a stage, you can rehearse for free."
Oh.
So we said, "Okay," and he took us up there, and there was wood and nails and hammers and beer crates. And we built a stage, and then he let us rehearse there for free.
That's a great story. That's awesome. How does it feel like to look back and see everything you achieve, everything you conquer?
I don't know. You shouldn't do that, I think. Just keep going forward. You can't rest on your laurels.
That's
awesome.
You get
complacent.
That's great. How about you, man? What's the craziest road story you can remember?
Well, I'm a Paranoid Vision band.
So I know. I've been to a few of your concerts already.
We'd be way more crazy stories than him.
Oh, you have more crazy? Tell us.
Stories about gigs.
Yeah, or like tours or gigs or anything related to bands.
Well, we tend not to tour deliberately because it's too much like a job when you tour. We just want to actually just enjoy ourselves.
And you don't like that, right?
No, we're not interested. We've lasted 40 odd years because we didn't want to do it for a career. So, you know, there's nothing, there's no...
But it has been a career, in a way.
Yeah, it's true, so, I mean, it's been ridiculous, the sublime. I mean, there was apparently, and I actually don't remember this at all, but I'm reliably told that it really did happen. We were playing in London on Halloween, and we played the gig. We went to a Halloween party, and then we were told that it was a squat party in a squatted, it was like a cafe, somewhere up around Hackney sort of area. So they said, if you come on up, you can play. You know, it's fine, yeah. So we went up to this place. We were absolutely legless. We're really, really far gone. I don't do drugs ever. I'm not into drugs.
Okay.
But I did take a giant handful of mushrooms. So I was tripping off my fucking nut, as well as being out on my mallet on alcohol. So we got into this place at a fancy dress party, which is obviously not the kind of place you want to be tripping for the first time, is it?
True.
Fancy dress party in Hackney. And it was like this cafe, and there was nothing on the ground floor, but there was a hatch. When you opened the hatch, you went down into the cellar, and there was a DJ booth down there, and they used to run squat gigs in there. Now, as far as I'm concerned, we saw that, we had a bit of a laugh, we fucked off. According to the deco, he is adamant that we played, but which I think I would have remembered, but clearly I don't. Right? Clearly I blocked it out. The equipment was half a drum kit, as in there was a kick drum,
a snare and a hi-hat, rockabilly style.
A snare and a ride cymbal, right? There was one small practice amp which had two inputs, so the bass and the guitar both went into, and another guitar amp that they plugged the microphone in.
When was that?
When?
Yeah.
About 1987 or thereabouts.
Great.
And I remember thinking that, like, on retrospect, you know, we're talking about people being professional musicians. I mean, you guys were rock stars by then. We'd had 2 hit records in Ireland. We had our own label. We were still only teenagers. We played all sorts of gigs all over the gaff. We'd been on television. We'd been on the radio. We had done it fucking all. And yet, we're in a basement of a squatted cafe playing through 2 little amps and not thinking twice about it.
Oh yeah.
That's the punk rock thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That really is. That's the punk rock thing.
Absolutely.
So that's the one extreme, and then at the other extreme, we were playing about 4 years ago at a festival called the 77 Fest in Toronto. Mm-hmm. No, Montreal. Okay. And it's a huge big festival, fucking huge. And they get a few, I mean, they call it the 77 Fest, but they're Americans and Canadians and stuff like that. Their concept of what, you know, punk rock is, it's varied, to say the least. And so we were playing at that, and we were there with Steve Ignorant, and there was not a tented village, like it was cabins, 2 rows of cabins, like, you know, with paths in the middle, and this is backstage area, and everyone had a cabin, right? So we had this thing sitting there, and we get in there, and it's like full of fucking drink and whatever else, and there was backstage catering with like the equivalent of Michelin star chefs. It was beyond belief, like it was just ridiculous. But we're sitting in our cabin thing and going, this is surreal, it's great. We walk out and we look, and across the cabin directly across from us was L7. And the one beside them was Suicidal Tendencies, whose drummer was Dave Lombardo at the time.
Shit.
It was Me First and the Gimme Gimmes were in there. Everybody around us was
in Paranoid Vision.
Yeah, everybody around us was rock stars, right? And we were going, look at us and go, who are these fucking wankers? But what it actually turned out was that they assumed that if we were there, we were equally as rock starry as them, but they just hadn't heard of us because we're not their sort of scene. So Jay's sitting there having a drink and a chat with Dave Lombardo. We're hanging around with L7, my new best fucking mates. You know,
Yeah.
I'm going off with them. I'm going off with Susie from L7 in a golf cart. Like, it was totally surreal because we drank a lot of vodka and stuff like that because it was late night. I'm going off in a golf cart with Susie from L7 and the person who was assigned to look after her. And even though she doesn't drink, she's an absolute liability. So they have somebody who shadows her in case she goes missing or she comes out and goes, I wonder what's over there, and she disappears. So they've got a shadow with her. And we went there to see DOA playing. I'm standing at the side of the stage with DOA, and I'm kind of forgetting who I am and what the real world is. You know, it's great. I'm standing at the side of the stage with one of L7 and her minder watching DOA. That's fucking mad, isn't it? And I turned around and I couldn't see Susie. I thought, we've lost her already. She's crouched on the ground like this. I said, what are you doing, like? And she says, well, you know how it is. You know, if I'm spotted by someone in the crowd standing there, they'll be looking at me instead of looking at the band. And she wasn't saying it because I'm fucking famous. She was saying it because it was true. So she said, I have to hide. I don't want to take away from the band because I love this band. I mean, I used to hang around with them because, you know, I used to go out with one of Black Flag. and he joined DOA, so I used to always hang around with DOA, you know, because he wasn't talking with the rest of Black Flag after he left. And I'm like, who the fuck am I and where does this come from? It's absolutely surreal night. Surreal.
That's crazy, man. And you're playing in a punk festival next month, right? What's the name of the festival?
We're playing next week.
Arcadian something.
No, we're doing Rebellion in August. Visions aren't doing any gigs until Rebellion.
Yeah. That's great. That's great.
You are, right?
Saturday. Yeah.
Oh yeah, same time as us.
Yeah.
What stage are you doing?
I don't know. No idea.
I think we're doing the Casbah stage.
I don't know. I really don't know, honestly.
You usually play that. I mean, you did the Empress. You did that one before.
Didn't one of them change its name?
Yeah, that was the Casbah changed its name. It was called something else.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's the same stage. That stage that Sia runs. It's a much more punk rock stage, though.
Yeah. Just to finish, tell us about the upcoming projects. Any maybe new albums coming or new big tours? What are you?
We're just keeping going. We've got about 3 songs, new songs towards a new album, but I don't know when we're gonna do that. And we just keep playing and playing.
Do you know if you're gonna release a single and then an album?
Nah, it'll be an album.
Talk about it yet.
We owe Hellcat one more album.
Okay.
So we'll do that.
Oh, how awful for you.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Well, we've kept our end of the well, COVID fucked that up, didn't it? You know.
Well, yeah.
But I think we were supposed to give them one every 3 years or something like that. But
so now you just
they don't hassle us. So
yeah.
They're good like that.
That's great. That's great. Any final words to the Brazilian crowd and maybe a gig with Paranoid Visions in Brazil, GBH and Paranoid Visions?
That'd be good.
Next year, you're probably the best one to talk. Next year, you're going to do what do they call it? The Crash Fest.
Yeah, which is I saw the guy. It's in San Francisco.
Yeah, it's in San Francisco.
And it's in October.
In October, yeah.
June,
are you going to tag some gigs on after that?
Yeah, hopefully.
Because we're doing that one as well, and so can we try and tag on with you?
Yeah.
That would make it a lot easier, rather than because otherwise we'll be trying to figure out not to play in the same town, which sort of defeats the object.
I can't think that far ahead.
I know it's ages, yeah. We can't think about it.
When I said the list of gigs we've got, I don't like it. I can deal with like a month ahead.
But you're not thinking about retiring, right?
Oh, fuck no.
Okay.
Only death can stop us.
Oh, I like that. You should write a song about that. Yeah.
We might have.
Yeah. So that's it. Thanks, everyone. Okay, thanks for everyone. Thank you, guys. See you next time.
Cheers.
Sorry to get crushed.
It's all right.